Hey guys, welcome to some more Chomp Champs. I'm Brian from the Vid-Bits, and I'm happy to be representing as the champ, the Chomp Champ, the Chomp Champ, because I have the Eastern United States and United States Championship and also the Global Championship in this game, so I am the one that everyone is chasing, while I am chasing extra dreams. Just so you know, there are big things popping, little things stopping here at the Vid-Bits, and also some Chomp Champs, and there's some crazy shit, guys. I'm telling you, I've decided to break 100,000 live for you guys, and that's the thing. Like, I've now made this a game, and everybody hasn't realized that there's a bigger game, and I had to do it, so it would be very competitive for myself. So now, since I'm the King of Pac, and the King of Pac is back, I've decided to lay down the law of the land, guys. I'm gonna let you know how it is. Here we go. If you're watching live, you're gonna see me tell you how the game is going to be played after this. So I am telling you that. So obviously you'll see, and we're gonna let chat marinate for a minute. I have to make a phone call and see if this person's up, because I have to talk to them about what they're gonna get to see if they watch it live. But even though I'm not really doing it for an audience of one, I'm doing it for anybody that sees us playing this game. So hold on a moment and bring up the leaderboard and go off mic for a moment. See if my rival has moved, since I've had to do some stuff to switch over to the new stream. They haven't really, so we're good. We're good then. Because you may be like, oh, not pay. There's people down there moving at the bottom. And that's who I care about, from the bottom going up to the top. So let's go ahead and let this marinate for a minute, and I'll just be right back. And we'll start here in just a moment. I'll start the play, but then I won't be on mic until, I have a moment to. So this is Brian. Just a moment, please. Just enjoy some Chomp Champs here. And we'll start play at midnight EST, and then, but yeah, I'll be off mic until I get this phone call done. Appreciate you guys. I apologize for that. I had an important phone call, so if you were marinating on this screen and it was on your screen for burn-in too long, I do apologize. I don't want to edit this out or start another episode because of that. So I'm going to just let it roll. Just give me one moment and I will be right back and go into a great stretch of play. But I really needed that motivation, and if you only knew how important it was just ungodly important that I got right now. So just know that, and thank you very much. So I'll leave you this screen right now. And again, I'm sorry I didn't leave you on, like, I'm sure you don't want to hear pause music, but I got so in the zone with the conversation that I didn't know how long I was going again. So that's that. So I don't want to restart this and clip this off, but it's like a whole hour, so I feel like I'm gonna have to. No, I'm not. I'm just not. If people like, no, I am. I'm not. I already got 5 thumbs up on it. Again, it doesn't matter. Everything happens for a reason, and I needed this conversation right now. So again, I'm sorry if I was like away for too long, and I'm going to go for the feet here momentarily. It won't take that long anyways, but thank you for bearing with me. It's Brian from the Vid-Bits. You're going to see the Chomp Champ break 100,000 rating live just a little bit. So I guess we're just waiting for more people if they're going to come in. If not, it's not a problem. And I hope that you're going to be excited to see what we're going to talk about in the future with Chomp Champs and what kind of metrics we're going to go for ratings here in the future, and let people know where they can go for ratings wise and stuff. So I love you guys. Just give me a moment. I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're actually going to end this a little bit early tonight so I can get my sleep schedule set up for the next leg of doing the first live. Oh god, I got my freaking shit going on in the background. So we can actually get our sleep schedule and cycle so we can break 100,000 rating live before MintDaddyPig does. So let me do the math here to finish this off. I'm going to do... I'll do a couple more matches. I'll do the math at 133, 1,333. I'll do the math and let you know where we're at. And that way, maybe even Brady can work on a great thumbnail for what I'm talking about and get this going so that you can see where the next targets are. 100,000, what we talked about, and all that. The goal is to keep this going on as long as possible to get keep the reign of the Chomp champion, the double Chomp, as long as possible, but also to continue to highlight the community and get the spotlight on e-gaming in a different light, not just focused on real-time strategy and FPS games, but like competitive leaderboard games, time attack, score attack, speedrun style stuff. Also, you know, father-son or brother-sister, or you know, just the bros relationships that make it so those little communities make it, because when they're together, competing with each other in the trenches like we used to back in the day with your friends and stuff. Those people not being able to be exposed as a superstar gamers that they are, so they can get like the recognition like I have, is now the platform being the world Pac-Man ultimate champion. So again, when I say that, it's about this game in ranked. It's not quantifying them the best in every Pac-Man game. I am trying to get better. I am very happy to have access to the arcade one-up machines I have now. I do look forward to actually being on even more authentic hardware. or being able to upgrade the stuff I have and get better and do better than I have. But I can hit 150k. I can hit round 21. That's where the energizers do nothing, and that's the first. I've now can do that, and that's ridiculously difficult. And once you get there, you pretty much have to learn how to route the patterns again, where they never are. You're never relying on them to be done anything, because they'll just barely turn around. So once I learn how to do that, I do believe, brother. I do believe I can do it. I believe I can do anything, especially hit the 100,000 points for the first time. So I'm gonna sleep lightly, and that way I can log in and check. But so if you see another, I can't really do sleeplessness right now because I didn't think that I had to do my schedule the way I'm going to do it. But basically, I'm going to go to sleep for a while and just kind of log in and see if he made some moves. But if not, then I'll be able to kind of sleep stronger, because I have a 12-hour day at my other job. Which, to retract what I said, I'm not going to put my 2 weeks in. I'm going to take a leave of absence, so to speak. I just hope that this is going to be the point where I can use the community and everything else to jump off into creating this esports league for this game, marrying it up with other sponsorships that matter for that, and be awesome with that, and get some exposure to the smaller community, but do it for the gamers, and not just for the all the subsets of this, but mainly for me and my son, for the Vid-Bits, because of what we're doing with our content block and our programming block, and trying to be like completely unique but a little bit different with how we approach it. And then all that kind of hitting at the same time, that this has been spun off into its own thing, where I'm starting to feel like some of those kind of things intersect, but maybe the responsibility of trying to get people out there and exposed and networked in a way where they are given more credit for all these accomplishments in gaming. We had something before. It was called the Xbox 360 had something called Game Room, and they had all kinds of arcade games on it. And you could go in there and you compete globally. You could even make a little virtual hub that represented the arcade machines as they came naturally in the environments. And it was Activision and Television and Atari stuff, mainly Konami and stuff like that. So like, it was really cool, because then you could buy the games you liked and put them in your virtual arcade, and they would have a banner above them, so that was the high score for that arcade. And then you could probably toggle it on and tell you globally, but when you had it networked with your friends, if they had a higher score than you and they were on your friends list, they would be the one that had the banners for those games. So, and if this was the case, I would have the banner for Pac-Man or whatever, but if Spray came in and he beat it on his console, but we were on our friends list, then his name would be on my banner for that game in my arcade, so I would feel motivated to push it off. So that was awesome. That was like the thing. So what we're going to do is create this hub that's like that virtually, and then maybe even find a way to physically manifest it somehow where we can all hang out. I mean, we're doing it kind of in Minecraft. It doesn't have to be about Pac-Man, but everybody communally can hang out there and talk about these leaderboards, so that you can get involved in. Maybe you see how competitively accessible it is based on somebody like me that's not gatekeeping the tech, and then you too can compete. And so again, it's another thing that's like making it so everybody resonates higher in their motivation for whatever they feel passionate about. But all across the medium, everybody has to be making more money, because then you feel like you want to actually consume those things responsibly, because you're going to have fun. And then I'm also harping about how you should do them responsibly with a healthy work-life balance, and work more towards self-actualization and hydration through just water, which is morally accessible than just about anything else. And then try to not say that you can't do whatever else you want as long as you don't hurt anybody. It's really such a lightning in the bottle. Is easiest thing is like, love thy neighbor, lift each other up, and just fucking stick to your own lane. But know that when you find when you find that secret sauce, just keep going. And so I'm gonna have to tell my job respectfully, hey, I have until the specific metric to hit this goal, and so now in order to do that, I have to take a time off for 2 months to do it. And then in order to do it, I also have to move in silence and not tell you too much about what the big goal is. But I'm gonna start building blocks, and I'm doing that by hitting 100,000 points. And 100,000 points is the new points, is the rating. That's the points. So when I say point rating from now on, I'm gonna say points, because it could say whatever it wants for your win-loss record. So you can have a 1,331 and 3 win-loss record. You have 96,000 rating. That's your points. How many points do you have? Well, I'm about to have 100,000 points. And then as far as the arcade goes and old school arcade goes, 100,000 points is awesome, because those old school arcade games were hard as fuck. So I'm gonna be the first person to have the score that's considered hard as fuck or awesome. and it's gonna be at 100,000 points, and everybody's gonna be chasing it after I get it because nobody's gotten it. It's something to chase, just like number one. So number one is not even quantifiable by number one on the leaderboard. I'm not making subsets. So now the subset leaderboard is 100,000 rating, and who can hit it first. I didn't have to make that bet. Somebody else was also going for it, whatever they were going for it. I got a guy that's 30 matches behind me. That doesn't really matter. It's the really metric that matters is if we look at the math between the two of them. So I'm going to go back into and do 2 more matches. We're going to do the math. I'm going to show you what I think 100,000 points should give me as the prize. I think that's going to be easy for you to see that. And I'm not going to hit 100,000 points on this stream, but I'm going to talk more about it, and then I'm going to leave you hanging, and then I'm going to kind of log in and see if he's making movements, which is against really my thing, and to wait till the end of the time and do pay respects first, and before I look at where he's moved, because I'm really close to the only variable. I've been pushing it all the way up against my responsibilities, and with having a half an hour travel time. A half an hour where I can't play after I wake up, so that's an hour. So and I have a 12-hour shift, so that's 13 hours, and then a half an hour to get home. That's 13 and a half, and then on top of it, getting on. So that's 14 total. So an hour both ways. So it's 14-hour window that he could actually move, and if he moves in that 14-hour window, he can move 150 games, and he needs 150. So I'm doing all the computations. I just know that I have to play as much as possible, but I also have to bank that there's going to be part of the time that he's not going to min-max that time period. And I'm only against one person, and I don't want to lose this at all for myself, for my fans, for the Vid-Bits, for my son. And it's just so rough because I don't want to piss my job off. But I want to do this, and there can only be one number one as far as the first time this has happened. So the pressure is insurmountable. We're also basically pursuing a public sponsorship from Bandai Namco Entertainment. So, I'm trying to make sure I have that sizzle reel so that everybody should understand where we're coming from, I hope. Not just as a Vid-Bits and content creators, but as this boy living his dream and trying to show other people that they can't too. It's like, fuck. I keep putting all these odds on myself. I'm number one in the Eastern. I'm number one in the United States. I'm number one in the world. How can I make it bigger? I'm making it bigger. I'm making it huge. I'm fucking crazy. I don't know, dude. I just wish the right people would hear this, and I know that I'm not crazy because I know that there's other people that are like rooting for this to happen, but just know the reason why I want it to happen is so I can eat better, be healthy-minded, feel safe, feel creatively free as far as like my lab and stuff, being able to be set up for all the awesomeness that we can do, a great little content studio, and be able to do some fun philanthropy, and I'll be able to go out and enjoy myself on a day off once it's set up well where I could have a day off a week and I go have fun with my family and friends. So not asking too much. I'm going to be able to lift up so many people. I Johnny Appleseed the community all the time, just with lifting people up for no reason other than it's the right thing to do. So I've been telling the universe humbly just to give me the bag, so to speak, so that I can take care of my family and my friends, grow the business, and do the things I love, which, I didn't know that I'd be able to professionally play Pac-Man, and I'm still sponsored now by myself. And the dwindling sands that my possessions are going to turn into as they go down the hourglass of, fuck it, it's just physical things because I'm still living my dream. So I will now burn my dream on both ends of my dream being my possessions turning into dust as I continue to just play Pac-Man and enjoy all the other stuff that me and my son's doing, which is I don't know, we're doing Game of Day May, which is so freaking awesome. We're continuing to self-fund the buying some indie games and trying to show people love, just nothing other than the love of the game. Like, we go maximum right now, pal, boom. We pick an indie title, one game a day. We have some of it curated as far as like the order, but we've been able to leave it in a flow state where it's like the puzzle pieces in the braid episode I did earlier. Like, you have some locked into place, but then you have another in like a jumble, so that in case the flow of our content schedule goes weird, we can just like socket it in based on how long we think a good starter experience is. In some of these cases, like you saw today, it didn't make any sense for me to go more than a little bit in the beginning because I don't want to, show the solution to all the puzzles, number one, because I did all of level 1. But I also, number 2, think it's very important to experience that on your own and not discredit Jonathan Blow's hard work that he's put into the game. and all that, because it is the anniversary of it, and it's so important to indie games. So not just to look at that episode for me, and Bray, but make sure that you know that we're doing it for the culture, because I still didn't know if it was not going to be monetized. I could wake up tomorrow and it'd be not demonetized on the video, and we're transparent as fuck about that I don't care. We really just did it because it's important for him to have some eyes on his product, and I hope that you guys will check that out, as well as all the indie games that we featured so far in this month of May, this Game of Day May. Last year it was the first year of it, so we did not have the ability other than to get the streaming through, and no verbal commentary on those, but we beat a game every single day. Bray produced a lot of it, did a couple himself, but I mean, he knew that I had to actuate the gameplay. In some of those cases, we picked a lot of Nintendo titles, but my backup was against the wall again, against my real life schedule, trying to get home at 11 p.m. EST, knowing I was trying to beat a game within 90 minutes, having extreme issues. Like, it's just when they say that you can just deal with your shit with all the technical hurdles, that's just some inside baseball, just to enforce that you can still do it as long as you go against the grain of adversity and continue to power forward. So hopefully you will not be discredited around people that, when you give up, and just realize that it's just a different day and you just need to work a little bit harder the next day, and the only way that you will not get there at all is if you quit completely. So that being said, I'm going to do one more match, and then we'll go and do the math. As I like to say, you do the math. We're going to do the math, and we're going to go ahead and see the difference in hours that I'm going to have against my opponent. I will do a little bit of sleep and check in a little bit, and if I don't see him move it, I'll do some more sleep so I can get ready for my 12-hour shift at work tomorrow, and hopefully not have to pull the ripcord, so to speak, if Bray gives me an update that there's way close movement, and it looks like I'm going to lose the global championship. I'm not losing that while I'm at the place that I go to work. This is the place that I want to work. I want to play Pac-Man with you guys and talk about changing the world and keeping you motivated. And I also want to do stuff like Game of Day May, and I want to sit there and hang out in the Minecraft community realm while Bray's playing stuff like Plants vs Zombies, or he continues his comfort game Red Dead Redemption while he's keeping his mind spry for the fact that he just finished Dark Souls 3 and the DLC and is moving towards Elden Ring. And then when he gets to the end of Elden Ring, it'll be right when the DLC comes out. So you're all hanging out, doing it at the same time, and hopefully talking about that in the Discord. And then that is his conquest, while mine was to become Pac-Man, road to the number one of the top of the leaderboards in the Eastern Division. Never knew that was going to go to the top of the entire United States Eastern Division, to the top of the United States Division. And then we took the number one spot a couple days ago from our rival MintDaddyPig. So we rule it all, guys, as far as Pac-Man goes. But now the conquest is all these other things, like the 100,000 point rating is the first next step in the conquest. So I hope that you guys know that that's still going. My conquest has now changed the direction of what it is, but that's still going, and then that's amazing. But we also have, like, we're doing Call of Duty Zombies content. Eventually we'll be able to do more of that when we get the two-person streaming setup going, hopefully soon. Castle Crashers duo speedrun. Me and him are going to do it as a father-son duo, and see how far we can get in that, and hopefully you'll look forward to that, because I think it will be absolutely awesome to see if we can push that as a separate category, just the father-son duo category, or maybe even just a duo category in general, because I know that probably exists, but a subset where we can get dads, father and sons to start pushing it, or maybe we'll say siblings or brother and sister, maybe just as a subset, because not to discriminate, because duos is cool, and I think that already exists in general, but then maybe just because me and Bray would feel really cool if we could be like, consider the best father-son speedrunners and Castle Crashers, and then also we would do it with Cuphead and all those cool games like that. Its own little subset category, but then we have that going on, and don't forget that we have Trial Tuesday. On Trial Tuesday, we basically try to just show you something that you may not see, and you can just access it yourself and get a trial of it, so that you can check it out and see if you like it before you buy it, and just see our raw impression of it. And then, of course, we have First Impressions, which is where we play a game for the first time. Maximum right now, Pal Boom, just click on the icon, buy it, because we just like the look of it. We gotta look at the paragraphs that we see and the splash stuff. Usually don't even look at the trailer. It's just like an instinct that you want to go with it, because you maybe even heard it before, and then you've already made that purchase, so you're locked in, and you watch us give our raw first impression of it all the way through whenever we feel is an adequate way to stop. where it makes sense to say what that is. In this case, you know, it was us playing Pac-Man and crazily now being the champion of the world, and you can see that in real time in the folder road to #1 as we continue to write that and then get close to closing that off before all of it is, except for extreme milestones like 100,000 points, probably was why you're seeing it, will only be exclusive to the Pops Plays channel for the Pac-Man Chomp channel stuff. So big things popping, little things stopping here with the Vid-Bits. We appreciate you guys hanging out when we continue to evolve and flow with the inconveniences and things that you may think are inconveniences of life, because they're not inconveniences to us. Everything happens for a reason. I love all the people I talked to today and networked with, especially the people that I called and they picked up. It was really important to me because, like I said, I need advice when I'm calling you, or I'm feeling some way about touching base with you to heal the connection or also ping where the connection is. So thank you for that. I apologize at the beginning of the stream. If someone can annotate that and put it at the top of the comments and ping it where, or not ping it, but pin it where it says that, you know, that gap and stuff was just an important marinate. I wasn't trying to marinate because I was motivated to see if I was going to do the accomplishment tonight, but I'm actually going to do the accomplishment tomorrow when I get off of my shoot job, and then barring any surprise movement by the pig, or even as I stretch this out, if I look at this and it seems like it's moved, I'll give the math up to you so you'll see how far ahead we are, and I'll know what that is. But the goal is to cross the finish line for this metric that I'm talking about when I get home tomorrow. Probably, you know, I should be on by 12 p.m. EST, and I'm sorry that Dave keeps getting pushed. It will be great when I can get back in the flow of that. I'll be doing Chomp Champs and Dave, and that'll be kind of like the flow of things. But the Chomp Champs will be on the Pops Plays channel, and the Dave will be here. But what I'm thinking is maybe something from the Chomp Champs will be on Vid-Bits daily, but just something small, you know, just like some way where it can still cross-pollinate interests, because I know that most of the people don't get that, but we're a gaming channel, and Pac-Man is pretty iconic to gaming in general, and high scores are pretty archaic, pretty much, you know, synonymous with gaming. And then if you think about this in another way, like I'm speedrunning things because nobody else is doing it. So you can look at, like, even if you equate life, I'm incorporating a real life work balance speed run of this to the first metric of 100,000 rating, and you can look in real time how I've allowed the balance of my life and me being from the launch sans maybe 8 hours, 9 hours. I think it says actually 23.8 or something. So the 9th, if it launched on the 8th, you know, 2 days. So that's even better for me because that's how many days I gave everybody ahead, almost 9 days ahead. And just look at how much I could have done. I did just setting the start, even though people were 9 days ahead. So just take that with you, with what you will, as I finish this maze up, and know that, damn if it's just not impressive for me just to sit back and look at it and feel impressed that it's motivating people to an amazing degree that if I couldn't have monetary philanthropy, I do a lot of it by just doing heals in public, talking to people. It's the right thing to do. Like and that's another reason why I get shit on, because that is pouring from an empty cup when you don't have any money and you don't have any sanity, and you're still doing it because it's the right thing to do. So just know that sometimes that type of growth looks different to different people, and sometimes it looks like manicness and mania, and sometimes to other people it looks like, you know, they're selfless, and then sometimes to other people it looks fake. But mostly when it's genuine and it's beautiful and it's pure, mwah, that's the thing that's going to get you the lightning in the bottle. That's the thing that's going to get you that intangible that you're missing, because you have the wrong motivation to create the energy you're trying to create. So maybe next time that you're like, why isn't this not working? Because of the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't want to play nice with you, baby. The algorithm is shifting. It's the age of transparency. The algorithm wants to play nice with the people like me, like Bray, like the Vid-Bits, like some of the people we like. And if it doesn't, we want to make sure that the algorithm knows that there are people like that exist, and we're going to help them shift into that spot where they fall into place and make a responsible profit for everybody. This is for YouTube. This is for the gaming culture. I mean, there's people that are half my age that have watched YouTube their entire life. So let's make the YouTube that we want to see, but not being cocky enough to say we're changing the game. We're just making it a little bit different and adding to it, adding a little bit more of the flavor to it. And then the Vid-Bits create the full menu that you see every day on our channel. And then I will be able to say, Jane's channel is this, Joe's channel is this, John's channel is this, Judy's channel is this. And it's going to be amazing because you're going to be able to pick and choose from who's living their life, their best life, and what you want to see. And we're all going to be clicking on it and watching the ads roll because it's going to be all positive and it's going to be all flexing positive. So everybody's going to make money. So do you get what I'm saying? I have the secret sauce not just for me, not just for you know, our brand, the Vid-Bits, not just for now the Pops Plays brand, which does the Pac-Man stuff, the E-League stuff that's going to go out of that, all of the video game Olympics that we're going to do, the physical things, the feelies that you're going to feel in real life that I really want. So just for me, it's not just for me. So when I walk around my city and I'm the triple Chomp champion, I have these belts around me that they can be like, what are those for? And I can inspire other people that want to be a champion because I'm a champion of Pac-Man. I always thought I had to be a champion of like baseball, football, basketball, whatever. You can be a champion of whatever in life. You can be the best you can be, so you can be a champion. And when you walk around without a title, the title is that you know that you are the best you can be. And just being humble enough and trying to be humble enough and only bragging when you can, so humbly bragging enough, you can just inspire others just as much to be the champion or world-class player in their life in this game that we're playing, where we are tired of just being the board. So we're flipping it and we're inverting everything, guys, and we're doing it one thing at a time, one maze at a time. And we're gonna see now that we got this 133. We're gonna check it out. Leaving the queue here, gonna check it out and see. Again, I'm sorry about half of it being a phone call, but I needed that to get grounded, to have the message today. Sometimes it's important that you do things maximum right now, pal boom. It makes the most sense in your life. And if that means you give your rivals a little bit of a lead, you do, but they will still move and flow if they're going with the stream the way that they're supposed to. And I even landed on what I used to consider as an unharmonious number, 666. It depends on what you look at it. You can look at it a different way. It could be 999, and that's harmonious. So it's however you see it. So I also like 86 or 69. Agent 86 from Get Smart's my favorite. 96. So, you know, I go with the flow. I also got the 1333333. You know what I mean? Numerology is what you think of it. Sometimes I think it's the way that the world, if we think that it's in code, is giving us signals that we're looking into something the wrong way. Sometimes that's the right way, and sometimes it's to shock the system and give you some sort of amazing synchronicity that lets you know that you're on the right path if you're looking for validation in that way. So again, how you perceive it. So since I have time and I love the game, I'm gonna go ahead and go for the top 20 one more time on the global leaderboard. Ooh, it looks like Insanity Drew's about to fall off, guys. And I like Insanity Drew. No, Insanity Drew, don't fall off the leaderboard. Find your voice, you know. Also, guys, it's getting more competitive because 19,000 point ratings have now fallen off of the leaderboard from the top 20. We would actually have to pare down. Yep, you're gonna have to be 21 through 25, so I might actually have to drop into honorable mention. I might have to actually drop into honorable mention because I like Toy Hunter. And Trap Cat Mally was really trying hard. And I remember Fanta Pato, but until I can database all these guys, you know, he's fallen off. So number 20 and blank, I can't give you some sort of like, you're blank, so you don't get to have any socials or anything, right? How am I supposed to market you? Number 20, Gamer Bull, with a win-loss record of 279-1, with a rating of 20,492. Number 19, Daddy Mark, with a 288-4 win-loss record with a rating of 20,498. Number 18, Guardian Fan Such, with a win-loss record of 279-1, with a rating of 20,665. Number 17, Try Again, a new ranker, up in the top 20. 328-6 win-loss record with a rating of 20,902. Number 16, P-Man, 454 with a win-loss of 298-1 with a rating of 21,381. Number 15, Lucifer Heaven, with a 322-0 win-loss record and a rating of 22,933. Number 14, Gamer 2012. With a win-loss record of 365-4 and a rating of 23,773. Number 13, True Carnage, with a win-loss of 327-1 and a rating of 23,808. Number 12, David Dow, 00, with a win-loss record of 333-0 and a rating of 24,611. Number 11, Nello, with a win-loss record of 377-1 and a rating of 26,645. Number 10, the top 10 Chomp Champs of the Global Division, the World Division, the Champ Champions, the Champ Chomps top 10 is starting with number 10, Space, with the win-loss record of 383-0, a flawless win-loss record in the top 10, and 1, 2, 3, the third highest ranking flawless record in the top 10, with 383-0. Space is heralding with a rating of 27,754. Number 9, Shanimal, with a 420 and 2 win-loss record and a rating of 28,686. Number 8, Eve Branch, with a win-loss record of 430-5 and a rating of 29,047. Oops. Whoops. Now your top 10 or your top 7, so your splash page for Chomp Champs Global Division. Number 7, Shiba Inu, with a win-loss record of 536-11 with a rating of 33,136. Number 6, Mothership, with a 488-2 win-loss record and a rating of 33,797. Number 5, Mr. Socrates, 1988, the second highest undefeated record in the top 20, and he has a record of a rating of 36,130. Number 4, Avigadora Sada 007, with a win-loss record and continuing to climb, and the newest challenger and the newest serious contender, somebody that is now seriously getting on our radar, and one of the reasons why we are now taking the measures that we have to make sure that we keep the record, because they are the one we're looking at, with 650-6 win-loss record and a rating of 46,001. The top 3 Chomp Champs of the Global Division, the World Division. Number 3, former United States Champion, Kofi YT, with a win-loss record of 829-0 and a rating. They are the top ranked in the top 20 Chomps. They are also the top ranked undefeated player, so they have the number 1 undefeated spot. They have a rating of 61,686. Number 2, the former global champion, MintDaddyPig. MintDaddyPig is only the second person to crest the 1,300 win barrier with 1,301 wins and 4 losses, and they are also only the second person to crest the 19,000 point barrier, only second to us. We eclipsed them when they were in the 80,000 point range, and we moved past them now to hit 90,000 first. They hit 93,712, but they are only second to us globally, as we are the total Chomp Champ right now in the world, with a win-loss record of 1,333 and 3. We have a rating of 96,686, and we are undefeated as far as after we've taken the global championship from MintDaddyPig. We have not looked back, and we had 9 days behind everybody else playing this game. So in order to continue, we had to go through insurmountable odds to knock down the pig, take the global throne for Pac-Man, and it synced up with the day after his 44th birthday, folks. You could not have wrote a better story than that, and we continue to be the Chomp Champs. So stay tuned for our next episode of Chomp Champs, but let me tell you how far we are ahead of MintDaddyPig in hours, because he is actively pursuing us for days. After we've taken the title, he is trying to get it back, while we have people like Avi coming at you, and we also have Mothership rising, and Mr. Socrates far behind, while Kofi does not know what to do, as now they've laid dormant, and they are now down to 2/3 of our score, and we are climbing to almost double their win-loss. So, besides the undefeated title that Kofi has, they have the potential to be a contender, but I believe that they may be happy with just being the number 1 chomper that has an undefeated record, which is its title within itself, which is all glory to Kofi for being able to maintain that through insurmountable odds. Let's go ahead and do the math. You do the math. Let's do the math and find out exactly how far ahead we are before we end this episode, okay? Here we go. So this is how we figure it out. Do the math. Do 6 minus 37.2, 20, so 29.74 divided by 50. So we're almost 40 games ahead now. It's funny. We're exactly 3 hours and 33 minutes ahead. So what are the odds of that? I could not have planned that better. I'm gonna go ahead and snap a picture of that, and for the chat to see, and it's just funny because I can't put it in chat, but I'll put it in, to let them know. That's all I have. It's 3 hours and 33 minutes of space. So that's what I'm gonna sleep, and I'll check it in and see if we're facing off, and then at that point I will have to make calls and see what's going on to accommodate, because I do not want to lose the global championship. But it could happen. It could happen, guys, because life calls, and we do what we can, and we love you guys. And I guess I am going to do some sleeplessness because I have to wind down. So stay tuned for sleeplessness. It'll be coming on soon, guys. I love you, and I hope that you're enjoying what we're doing here. We're trying to create live magical moments that just happen when you go maximum right now, boom, pow, boom, and you push the button and you stream your feelings and your live thoughts about your gaming career. And sometimes they just wonderfully merge up to be big and huge, and it just really depends on what you fucking to mean out of it. I can see something, the symbolism just is amazing, and other times it's just like that doesn't mean anything to me, but it could be just beautiful to somebody else. Like that movie, there was a movie, American Beauty, that they just had that. The whole gimmick was there was the bag floating in the air, and it was just like, it was just beautiful because like it was poetic, because it was a plastic bag, and the wind was, if the wind blows a leaf around, it's beautiful, but like the fact that the world was to the point where like there's this plastic bag that's blowing around, and you're like, it should never have gotten that way. But that's another story. Not trying to get political. Love you guys.